guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So if you're anything like me and you've been hitting the home workouts and the running hard because that's the only thing we can do in isolation, then you're probably feeling a little bit sore and tender, and that is completely me today. I'm having a rest day, so I thought it might be quite nice to take you guys through a real-time like flexibility mobility sequence that I would do when I'm feeling a little bit sore. It's completely unplanned. I'm just going to go with the flow to talk you guys through it, and hopefully it loosens us up a little bit so we're ready for next week. I hope you guys like it. Please like and subscribe. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to link our arms together, fold down towards our legs, and we're just going to sway side to side. You're going to take it really nice and slow. You should feel the stretch in your hamstrings, and then what you can do is you can just hang forwards and then go back into those swings. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to hook your fingers beneath your toes and do some down and ups. So at the bottom we're aiming to push our knees out with our elbows. So we're going to do a couple more reps here, and then what we're going to do is we're actually just going to hold at the bottom. So push the knees out with the elbows. You can then hold for about 10 seconds, and then we're just going to shift side to side if you want to, before extending one leg and coming into a low lunge. What you're going to do is you're going to hold for about 5 seconds, and then you're going to transition onto the other leg. So from this position we're just going to transition into a longer lunge. So we're going to lean forwards onto our right leg, support the lunge with our left leg on the floor, and then push our right leg outwards. So we're aiming to tilt onto the side of our foot, which should stretch your glutes. We're going to hold here for a while, and then we're just going to come into more of an upright position to stretch our hip flexors. So we're going to tilt our hips underneath us and lean forwards. Then what we're going to do is we're going to transition back to that first position and repeat. So once you've repeated that twice on your right leg, we're just going to do exactly the same on our left. So as we finish this last hip flexor stretch, we're going to come sit in a seated position with our legs out in front of us, and just bring one leg towards you, cross it over the leg that's straight, and give yourself a nice big bear hug. Now what we're aiming for here is not a hunchback, to keep our back nice and straight, pulling our leg as tight towards us as we can, and we should feel a nice deep stretch in our glutes. We're going to keep holding this and then change legs. Repeat exactly the same on the other leg. Nice straight back, deep breaths, aiming to hold each leg for for about 15 seconds, but obviously you can hold longer. We're then going to place our legs back out in front of us, give them a shake, and bend our leg so that we're placing our foot on our upper thigh, and then we're just going to reach forward, trying to grab our foot if we can. If you can't grab your foot, don't worry, and if you can't lean forwards, don't worry, just hold where you find comfortable. Hold for about 10 seconds and then you're going to change legs. So the video is about to transition into our next stretch. So we're going to extend our legs above us and grab our feet and pull them so that our knees are just either sides of our body. We're going to hold here for about 10 seconds before extending our legs back up, flexing our feet, and then bringing them back down again for another 10 seconds. At the bottom, if it feels comfortable to do so, feel free to have a little rock side to side, forwards and backwards, before moving into a similar pose, but just using one leg this time. So one leg you're going to have extended out, and one leg you are going to pull into the similar position. Try and keep your leg nice and flat on the floor if you can, but if it's too much, you can bend it. Hold for 10 seconds, and then change on to the other leg. So as you come out of this position, shake your legs out before extending one leg, hooking it over the other, and moving into a stretch for our glutes. So you have a choice. You can kind of just leave the leg where it is, you can push the bent knee out, or you can hook your arms behind the other leg and pull towards you gently. Then what you're going to do is you're going to place your arms out and you're going to take your left knee towards the floor and hold here. After holding here, what you're going to do is aim to lean over to the other side and get your foot flat on the floor. This is quite an intense stretch for me. What we're going to do now is we're just going to change the legs over and repeat the process. So remember, do whichever kind of glute stretch is comfortable for you, whether that's pushing your leg out, hugging it a little bit closer to you, flexing the foot, holding for about 15 seconds. Before this time taking your right knee down to the floor first. And then trying to get your right foot onto the floor. Try and relax into this stretch. Take a nice deep breath. So from here, we're going to keep the leg where it is, and all we're going to do is sit up, use our hands to continue the stretch. So you can walk your hands in to make the stretch a little bit deeper, or keep your arms further out, depending on your flexibility. We're going to keep holding here for a while. And then we're just going to change legs. So we're going to transition into the final part of this sequence. So you're going to keep your legs in a butterfly position, so feet together, and we're just going to bounce our legs up and down. After doing this for a little while, what we're going to do is going to take our elbows and push down on our knees. holding for about 10 seconds, and then going back into those bounces. We're going to repeat the holds one more time. So what we're going to do next, you might want to give your legs a little shake out like I did, but then we're just going to come into a normal seated position, and we're going to reach over to one side. And here I think it's important to do whatever feels good for you, so you can kind of reach over to one side and stay there, or I like to move about and see which areas are feeling tight, so you can make a circle across the floor like me over to the other side and hold, or you can just move around, see where's a little bit tender and hold in that position. This is a great stretch because I feel it all down the side of my body and into kind of my upper glute. So to finish off this sequence, we're just going to stretch out our hamstrings. So we're going to go back into that seated position, reach forward, grab our toes and pull them back with a nice straight back. If that's too much for you, then you can just lean forwards as far as you can, keeping a nice straight back. I'm not aiming to kind of get our head to our knees here, just really stretching out those hamstrings. I'm going to relax, shake your legs out, and then we're just going to go in one more time. And you're done. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that kind of real time stretch your glutes and hips with me. I definitely know that my glutes and my hips and things are feeling a little bit looser now, so I hope yours are too. And I'll see you in the next video.